This is Iris pallida Variegata. Some call it zebra, tall bearded iris. And I like this plant because it's got such a unique foliage. A lot of the variegated foliages we see are not as white as this. They tend to be more yellowed out. And there are variegated bearded irises that have a yellower variegation, but I prefer this white one myself, and that's why I'm highlighting it. I've grown this for about 9 years in my property. And the other reason I wanted to share it is I just think the combination of the white variegation and this lavender blue flower is a really striking impact in the landscape. And also when the flowers are done, which is most of the time, the downside to bearded irises for me is the short bloom cycle, which is only a few weeks in spring typically, is that the foliage itself is still interesting. So as a designer, I'm always looking for secondary impact, meaning if it's a bloom but it's short-lived, or even if it's longer-lived, can I also get some interesting foliage or an interesting texture or something like that? And this plant does offer that. I plant these at about 16-18 inches on center, and they've been in, as I said, for 8 or 9 years now. They're not blooming as well as they used to, and that's one of the things that you may or may not know about bearded irises, is probably every 3 to 5 years it's a good idea to divide the clump. You'll get more vigor and more bloom out of the plant if you do this dividing. I have not divided this clump in the 8 or 9 years it's been in, and the bloom is probably half of what you originally saw in the photo. Here I'm just showing you a picture of the flowers have finished up, and I'm going to combine this with a little maintenance video because the maintenance on this is as easy as there'll ever be for a plant. Essentially, you find the flower stalk when it's done blooming, and you take it down as low as you can go. Flower stalk is going to turn brown anyway, and when the frost comes, this plant's going to freeze mostly to the ground and leave little stubs there, so you may as well clean it up. The foliage won't stress as much, and for the rest of the summer and fall this plant will look good. The deer do not eat this iris, and by the way, that flower is a great cut flower and extremely fragrant, so for that alone it smells like grape Kool-Aid. By the way, the height of this plant is about 12 to 20 inches, the foliage, and then when they bloom, the blooms are as high as 24 to 30 inches high. And that is Iris pallida Variegata, zebra bearded iris.